How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to understand how different years of cars affect insurance quotes. Back in the day at school when I was looking to buy a car, we used to just think and believe that 2004 cars were the sweet spot for buying first cars for insurance, and that wasn't actually really the case. It was just an assumption, it wasn't ever really proven as fact. So I thought I'd continue my learning into the car insurance sector by basically trying to understand if there was any particular year of car that was particularly cheap to insure, or whether insurance gets more expensive as you get to a newer car or an older car and all that kind of stuff. Before we begin, I must say that this isn't a completely comprehensive bit of research. This is just the start of research, and hopefully I can either grow this into the future or someone who's way more intelligent and more useful than me can do it instead. I think a lot of people assume, including myself in the past, that it was actually cheaper to insure a new car, and this research will at least show that may not actually be the case completely. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So just for your information, just because I like writing essays and dissertations and stuff, I structured this video like a research project or a dissertation, so hopefully that makes it easier to follow for people. So in terms of methodology then, I took 5 cars that have been around since the year 2000, the VW Polo, the Vauxhall Astra, the Ford Focus, the BMW 3 Series, and the Mazda MX-5, clearly some bias with the Polo and MX-5, but I think they're good cars to give some variety. And then I chose a specific model for each, so with the Polo that was the absolute base model, so normally the E, but it changes as you get to the newer ones. The 1.6 litre for the Vauxhall Astra, the Z-Tech 1.6 for the Ford Focus, the 320i and the 318i for the year 2000 for the BMW 3 Series, and the smallest engine for the Mazda MX-5, so the 1.6, the 1.5, etc. I got a quote on all of them from 2000 to 2019 on comparethemarket.com, as I always use. I needed to keep everything in the quote exactly the same, so even down to the number of doors the cars has, etc., as shown by my other video, because that can actually affect the quote. Again, I went for James Bond, who's a 24-year-old living in a middle of the park area, all that good stuff. I've done the quote a million times. So the only parts of the quotes that actually changed were the year of the car, as well as the prices of them, of course, because older cars tend to be cheaper and newer cars tend to be more expensive. That's a difference that is sadly out of my control. To keep things fair, I chose the lowest non-black box price every single time, as this was just the easiest way to make sure that there wasn't some kind of discrepancy between black box insurance and non-black box insurance. I also didn't just focus on price, I was also interested in how many quotes I actually received. So Compare the Market compares from 82 different providers, so the number of quotes I got back each time can be worked out as a percentage of the total. So not just how cheap your quote is, but how likely you are to actually get a quote in the first place. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below and I'll get back to you. So I only used 5 cars, and that's definitely not a representative sample of the many cars that you see out on the roads, and the issue with this limited sample will be made quite clear when it comes to the findings. Another issue is that it was actually quite hard to keep the right version of each car, because obviously you had to rely on something being available in that year, and cars change all the time and get updated, etc. So it's quite difficult sometimes to keep the right version, but I did my absolute best. If you've watched any of my other videos on insurance, you'll probably also know that there are numerous other factors that probably affect these quotes and the percentage of quotes you're likely to get, as well as the prices of those quotes relative to each other. So for example, it might be the case that at one address it's really cheap to insure a new car, but at another address it's really expensive to insure a new car. So you can never really fully take that into account unless you change the address where you're quoting from and all that kind of stuff. And so that's definitely a section of this that I'd like to do in the future. But obviously this is horrendously complex, potentially even infinitely so, because you'd have to work out whether a 25-year-old living in Surrey had more or less likelihood to get a cheap quote on his insurance if he was a business analyst for a financial services firm, or if he was a teacher and all that kind of stuff. There's so many things that will go into making this a whole piece of research. And the final problem I wanted to mention, even though there are probably more than this as well, is the impact of price. So obviously I mentioned the fact that I can't control the prices of the cars, and it's been shown to have an impact in my previous videos, but I don't know how that is going to affect in this case. So looking at those methodologies and thinking about the topic more broadly just from my own personal perspective, I came up with a couple of hypotheses. I mentioned already that it's often been asserted that newer cars are cheaper to insure than older cars, and from my experience making videos like this, that hasn't always been the case. I assumed instead it would be like an upside down bell curve. So the most expensive car would be the older cars still, but the newest cars would be expensive to insure too. I expected that somewhere around the 2010 mark, the cars would be the cheapest to insure. And this wasn't just a guess, this was actually based on the previous research that I've done on insurance, and also it does seem quite nice to have 2010 as the middle part between 2000 and 2019 being somewhere around where the cheapest cars would be to insure. When it came to the likelihood of insurers to actually give you a quote, I didn't have any data to go on, so I had to base this on assumptions, and I assumed that basically older cars would be the least likely for you to get insurance quotes on, and new cars would be the most likely to, simply because older cars have had more time for insurers to build up data on them and decide that they are unsafe, whereas newer cars haven't. And I do realise that insurance never actually works like that, but I had to come up with some kind of assumption. Let's go have a look at my findings. So let's start the finding by looking at each of the cars individually. So looking at the Polo, you can actually see that it kind of gets a little bit cheaper the newer you get with the car. So it starts off at around about the £700 mark and comes down to just under the £550 mark. In fact, 2019 was the least most expensive and 2000 was the most expensive. When it comes to number of quotes, it's a similar story. It starts at 43 and it goes all the way up to 61 in 2019. So it's pretty much exactly what my hypothesis said to this point. With the MX-5, in terms of prices, a general progression downwards again, with 2010 actually being the cheapest year but looking kind of anomalous compared to the other ones in its region, and 2018 and 2019 being pretty cheap, with 2018 actually being the second cheapest quote of all of them. In terms of number of quotes, it's actually quite centralized around 2006 to 2010, so 2006 has the fewest quotes and 2010 has the most quotes. Clearly the 2010 MX-5 is the one to get insured on. For the Astra, it does look a lot more like my upside down bell curve that I mentioned, potentially an anomalous final result with it being way higher than the previous result, but it kind of adds to my hypotheses, so whatever. In terms of the number of quotes, it follows that linear point that I mentioned in my hypothesis, which is simply that it starts off at the lowest and goes up to much higher numbers of quotes. With the focus as a sort of progression downwards, as 2018 is actually the cheapest year and 2001 is the most expensive year. However, 2000 is actually also quite cheap, and a whole bunch of them in the middle are also very cheap as well, with it then going a little bit higher moving towards 2014. So it's kind of like it wanted to do the upside down bell curve and then gave up and decided to just get cheap at the end. In terms of number of quotes, it is generally lower at the start and it does get better as you go on. So 2016, 2017 are the best years in terms of number of quotes, but 2001, 2002, those are the worst years. And then saving the most annoying one until last, the BMW 3 Series starts quite low in terms of its insurance quotes, gets really low around 2007, but then becomes horrendously expensive around 2010, 2011, 2012, and then goes really expensive as it moves towards the 2016, 17, 18, 19 era. The graph I'll show you in a minute shows exactly how much of an anomaly this one is compared to the rest of them. It is literally almost completely the opposite of what everything else has done so far in this video. In terms of number of quotes, it's also not that helpful. 2000 is quite a bad year in terms of number of quotes you get, but then the worst ones are 2013 and 2014. The best years for insurance quotes are 2018 and 2016, and there's a whole bunch of sort of average numbers of quotes across the middle. Now let's put them all together in terms of price. What I basically did was choose the most expensive quote and make that 100%, and then everything else was relative to that. So the cheapest quote would be the one with the lowest percentage and the highest quote would be the one with the 100%, obviously. From this I'll be able to make a graph that was actually useful for analyses, and from it you can clearly see how different the BMW 320i was compared to all the other ones. For that reason I decided to take an average of these both with and without the BMW, just to simply show you exactly how much of a difference that one result makes. The average with the BMW kind of looks like the upside down bell curve that I mentioned in my hypothesis. So I could just take this and be like, great, I proved my hypothesis, but actually if you take the BMW out of it, it looks more like a linear progression downwards, with 2001 being the most expensive year to insure and 2018 being the cheapest. I also use my percentage tables to make a heat map of each car individually to kind of show where the most expensive and least expensive examples were of insurance quotes. I think this is a really good table for understanding those graphs I've just shown you. Here are the same kind of tables, but specifically for the number of quotes received by each of them. This is much more simple. You can clearly see that the older cars generally have the fewest quotes and the newer cars generally have the most quotes. This means that generally the newer the car you had, the more quotes you were going to get, therefore the more likely you were to get a quote on a new car as opposed to getting an older car. Of course the BMW had to be annoying about this too, but it doesn't affect the average that much, which still sticks to what my hypothesis said, and therefore I'm quite happy to just keep it in there. So to summarize, what I've basically found here is that generally it's cheaper to insure a newer car, but not by that much. It's only very marginal and it really depends on the car, but you are much more likely to actually get quoted on a new car than you are on an older car. But I mean, you're going to get a quote for them either way because none of them had 0%, so yeah, you're going to get a quote. Let's have a quick discussion about this before I decide to end this video. Let's start with the hypothesis that was correct, the latter of the two. According to this research, ignoring the issues that I mentioned in the methodology, it would appear that you are more likely to get quotes on a newer car than an older car, and I'd say this is probably due to two factors. Number one, less history of these cars being crashed in the past, so insurers have less data to work from. I'm pretty sure plenty of people have crashed old Polos, while newer ones will take a little while for them to actually get the data required to have any kind of reliable assumptions. To this end, it may even be in insurers' interest to get people to drive the newer cars so that they can get that data and then change their prices accordingly. Sort of like an incentivization tactic. And number two, if this is any consideration to insurers, the safety standards that cars are built to in 2019 versus 2000 are very, very different, even with features to help avoid crashing and also reduce the likelihood of a severe injury, which I'm sure costs the insurers an arm and a leg. No pun intended. However, it's important to note that 100% of the cars from 100% of the years received at least one quote. In fact, it never went below 26 quotes, so if you're using a price comparison site like I was, you're likely to get a quote. To this end, this isn't hugely groundbreaking information, but it's nice to be sure at least. With the second hypothesis, the story is a little bit different. Of course, my bell curve was displayed in some crude examples, but as I mentioned, the average, when you exclude the BMW, is pretty much a downward-ish trend. But even then, only marginally from around 2004, which is interesting because it's kind of related to the assumption that we used to make at school about 2004 being the sweet spot for insurance. On average, there's less than 5% difference between 2004 and 2018 quotes, and less than a percent difference between 2004 and 2019. This would beg the question then that if you're only really interested in how much you're paying on insurance, why would you bother buying a brand new car when you can just get an 04 plate one and insure it nice and easy? Ignoring of course all the other reasons why you would buy a brand new car. But anyway, this made me ask the question, why are the older cars so much more expensive to insure and why are the newer ones generally that bit cheaper? Here are my three basic reasons for discussion. Number one, insurers might base their quotes off of previous cars, so they basically assume that people are likely to crash about as much in a new car as they were in the most recent versions of those cars. I'm sure their data is highly sophisticated in this sort of sense. Number two, similar to the point mentioned on likelihood to get a quote, if loads of people have crashed the older cars relative to the newer cars, they're likely to be more expensive to insure. And given that young people are seemingly some of the least safe in the insurer's eyes at least, and lots of young people drive older cars because they can afford them, you could assume this might have an impact on these cars' quotes more generally. And number three, and sort of related to that point, the age that I did my insurance at for this video was 24, as I mentioned, so it would be interesting to redo this as a 40-year-old with over 20 years of no claims and see how much the prices differed. The impact of the age of the car on price could be completely skewed by the experience of the driver being quoted. I'm sure there are plenty of other reasons, but these are three basic ones that can spark some further discussion and some further research. So to conclude, the research I've done for this video has basically shown that you are more likely to get quoted on a newer car than an older car, at least between 2000 and 2019, and on the 5 cars I've mentioned, and it is not necessarily that clear as to whether or not a new car is going to be that much cheaper than an older car, but cars pre-2004 are generally a lot more expensive to insure than those after that, and from 2004 to 2019 it's very marginal, but the newest ones are the cheapest to insure. And obviously that is very much dependent on the car. If you're still watching, thank you very much for getting this far. I hope you learned something. Massive thank you to my patrons for all their continued support, really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy these types of insurance based videos. I really enjoy doing the research for them. It actually was more than 100 quotes that I did in total for this video, so really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button, comment to let me know your thoughts, and subscribe for more weekly car content. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Listen.